Joseph was the favorite child of Jacob since he was young and innocent. Jacob spent a lot of time with Joseph. This made the brothers very jealous. On his 17th birthday, Jacob gifted Joseph a beautiful coat that had all the colors of the rainbow on it. Joseph was very happy, but his brothers were not. They were now even more jealous. They felt that their father did not appreciate all the hard work they were doing for him. One night, Joseph had a strange dream. He was very excited and he went to his brothers who were herding the sheep.
Simeon, I had a really strange dream yesterday night. You should hear this.
Simeon looked scornfully at Joseph and then her brothers.
So annoying.
One day, Jacob sent Joseph to check on his brothers who were resting on the hillside. They were talking about Joseph and how irritating he was. When they saw Joseph running to them from a distance, they got so angry that they actually planned to kill him. Reuben, the eldest brother, felt strongly against this, but he knew that his brothers were too angry to listen to him. As Joseph came to where his brothers were resting, Simeon and Reuben held him while another brother took off his colorful coat. Then they threw him into the well. Just then, they saw a group of merchants passing by. They were from Egypt and were returning after selling their merchandise. Then, Levi, another brother, had an idea.
Why don't we sell Joseph to these Egyptian merchants? That way we can get rid of him once and for all without killing him. That's a great idea, Levi. Let's do it.
The brothers then took Joseph's coat and sprinkled it with the blood of oath. The brothers went back to Jacob and told him that Joseph had been captured by a wild animal.
Father, Joseph has been captured by a wild animal. Look, his coat. Joseph, my precious son.
Jacob, their son Henry, was deeply saddened by his favorite son's loss. Joseph was sold to a very rich Egyptian named Potiphar. He was an assistant to the Pharaoh. Joseph was very intelligent and hardworking. He was also very handsome. Potiphar was very pleased with Jacob and put him in charge of all his properties. Unfortunately, Potiphar's wife one day had a necessary argument with Joseph. Since she was upset with him, she told lies about Joseph to her husband. Potiphar was very angry with Joseph and he sent him to jail.
Guards, imprison him.
Joseph remained in prison for 2 long years. One night, the Pharaoh had a strange dream and could not sleep. The next morning, he called all his wise men, ministers, and counselors and described his dream to them. But nobody had an answer to what they could mean. When the servant who was in jail with Joseph heard about this, he suddenly remembered his promise. He ran to the Pharaoh and told him about the prisoner who could interpret dreams. The Pharaoh immediately summoned Joseph.
Bring Joseph. So my servant says, can you interpret dreams? He tells me you are extremely gifted. Your Majesty, I am not capable of such things. My God
greetings to Joseph.
Your Majesty, God is telling you that a great famine is coming. It will last for 7 years. There will be no food to grow and no rains, and a lot of people will starve and die.
Thank God I found you. This is a great news. We will be prepared for the famine. Thank you, Joseph. You're the most wise man in the kingdom. I'm appointing you in charge of overseeing this work.
It's an honor, Your Majesty.
Joseph helped the king to grow extra food grains and those targets during the 7 years of plenty, so that people would not starve during the 7-year famine. Joseph was also very popular among the people and earned their love and respect. The 7 years of plenty had passed by. The famine started in the places around Egypt. Animals were dying, lakes and rivers dried up, and people were starving to death. The people of Egypt had plenty to eat and drink because of the work done by Pharaoh with Joseph. They had so much grain stored up that they were selling whatever was left to people outside the Egypt. Jacob and his sons were struck by the famine as well. Their crops had all failed and their sheep had died one by one until nothing was left. They had heard that the Egyptian Pharaoh was selling food grains to people outside of Egypt. So, Jacob sent his 10 sons to Egypt to get food for the family. Benjamin, the youngest son, stayed back with Jacob. When the brothers reached the palace